I can't sit down and just relax and watch TV. I can't do that, I can't do that, I can't do that. That's the worst thing. That's going to be a nightmare. I can't stop. £1,000 on therapy, is it worth it? Hi, I'm Hayden Bluefield and welcome to the channel. So I invested, or I spent £1,000 on therapy over the last few months, and I want to share with you, was it worth it? So the first point of, was it invested or was it expensed? It wasn't expense. My first point, given that it's a tax write-off, it's definitely quite a benefit, but I would definitely consider it. If you are considering it and thinking about therapy, see it as an investment in yourself and not so much as an expense or that you're wasting money at all. It can be phenomenal and it can be a really great benefit to your life and to your own mindset and help you really overcome some challenges and find a better frame of mind to work with on everything in day-to-day life, whether it's work, whether it's socializing or anything else. I wouldn't see it as something that's a waste at all. Like, you can gain a lot from it and you'll learn a lot from it. And I think as well, you can find ways to increase the benefits from it. So by having those sessions is a benefit, but also by extending that through other mindful activities such as like journaling. For one thing, like a huge thing for me has been journaling. And with every session, I've got my little notebook that I take notes on, and then from that I will journal every day on my laptop, where I'll just, the structure of my journaling is every day I just have a highlight for the day, which if I ever have a session, oftentimes it will be the highlight of the session because it's just always so phenomenal. Additionally, I'll write 3 gratitudes for the day, so I'll sit there and really think on, from my day, what are 3 things I'm grateful for. And one thing with that is, by doing it at the end of the day, I can focus on my day, and I find that I often come up with really quite different things that I'm grateful for. I tried doing this before at the start of my day, and I found I was just waking up going, well, I'm grateful for my bed, I'm grateful for life, I'm grateful for oxygen, and then I just find like 10 things I repeat. Whereas by doing it at the end of the day, I just find really random things that are specific to that day. So give it a go, see what you think, let me know in the comments below. The next point to go on, so yes, it's an investment in yourself, but also in terms of, is it worth it, is it not? I think a key thing will be, is if with the people around you is discussing it, and let people know and openly talk about it. And you may find that those friends of yours or family members that you see on a regular basis every day, they'll probably start to make comments and see the benefits coming through you. And you may find if you don't talk to them about it, they'll start to notice things that just say, oh, you seem to be different recently, you seem to be a lot calmer, a lot happier. Whatever it is, all these different features, components, your characteristics that will improve, I think. And so you may even find it's interesting not to tell people, because they may start to notice differences. Whereas if you tell them what you're doing, what you're up to, they may instantly expect the expectations change. And really diving deep into, like, is it worth it? I had a card in the corner. Check the video out of the five reasons you must have therapy, and I dive into the benefits that I took away from it, or I have taken away from it so far. But one thing I want to stress is that I've only been doing it for a few months, so the benefits, I've found a lot of benefits, and that's only in a few months. So I'm not someone coming from a place of a great amount of experience, and I also have only had one therapist. I haven't had multiple, I haven't mixed around, and also I've only gone private. I've paid. I've never gone through like the NHS and that service. I mean, I've spoken to people that have gone through free services, and I suppose the only significant factor I get from that is waiting times and waiting lists. Whereas obviously privately, if you're paying for a therapist, you start with them when their slots open, and that's generally not too long. I mean, I say that when I started with my therapist, they start in slots, in sections and dates, so, and I think it's like quarterly. So if you're speaking to them conveniently at the time when they open up, you can start straight away, or otherwise it may be a 3-month wait. So it depends the mindset you have going into and where your emotional and mental health is at the time. There is the stigma of therapy of like you have to be broken and it's something that you're looking to fix a problem. Whereas I went into it not necessarily looking to fix a problem, but just looking to dive deep into my own mindset and see what I can improve and what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, and how I can work with those to create a lifestyle more beneficial to me and to those around me. So if you are in a situation where you do feel that there is something that really needs attention and it's driving you down and it's impacting your day-to-day life and creating quite severe challenges, then you're going to want to start sooner rather than later. And obviously you may have different expectations, you may have a different mindset going in, well, you will have a different mindset going into it, and that is one thing to take into mind. But the key thing I'll say is just journal and consider, analyse, evaluate every step of it and every part of it, and be open to their suggestions. But in terms of my own experience, investing that money in myself, I've seen the results, I've seen the benefits from it, and in my relationships, in my own mindset. And I suppose the key areas that I've seen is in myself internally, the dialogue I have with myself in terms of different challenges. So at the moment, if you follow the channel and watch the videos, you'll know that I'm involved in a lot of new things in terms of like my business has changed a lot, although that has taken some more changes recently, which I'll go into in a different video. Anyway, business has changed a lot, and I've entered the world of trading, which is highly volatile, highly emotional and highly stressful, which it is at the moment, definitely. So I've entered the world of trading. I'm jumping more into content creating, and so like this sort of thing, and podcasting, and that involves a lot of solitary work, sitting in a room on your own, creating the content, and so that can have quite a severe impact on your own mind as well. With more time on my hands, I've started skating a lot more as well, so I'm having a lot more time with friends and just different interactions with friends I didn't have before, and I'm in a different position now. And like specifically, I'd say the different situation is I'm in a position where I've got more financial support behind me, so tiny little things of just grabbing a coffee, going to an indoor skate park, we have to pay, these things don't really worry me anymore. Going for lunch, there's like not problems to have, or if we get dinner out, that sort of thing isn't a challenge for me so much anymore, which is really good. But in terms of seeing those benefits, I've seen those interactions, and through therapy, complemented with the amalgam of journaling, of meditation, regular yoga. I've always sort of done yoga for years, but I'm doing it a lot more now, on sort of a daily, at least sort of 4 or 5 times a week now. And just the amalgam of all of those, but specifically looking at therapy, it's helped so much in my interactions and increasing my empathy and sympathy. Like, I've had a lot of problems in terms of the way I communicate and my understanding in situations and my own complexities in my mind. I always had this weird thing of feeling, I don't know if it's like unliked or invalid, but just I would always have this thing in my mind where I felt like a burden on people, and that by interacting with them, messaging them, like even just to hang out or go grab a beer, whatever it is, go skate, I've always had this thing in the back of my mind that's like I'm burdening them, I'm disturbing their day, they don't want to hear from me, they don't want to speak to me, the last thing they want to do is hang out with me. I've managed to sort of overcome that a lot with therapy, and especially as I dive into new industries and new activities like content, for example. I always kept the business personal content separate from skating, so like my Instagram was heavily around skateboarding, my YouTube and LinkedIn was all around business, professional content, and now I'm sort of trying to amalgamate those and just give off the full haven that there is on each platform. And I suppose doing it early on, while I've got not much of a community, not much of a following, it's fine to just twist and mould things in the way that I want to see if they work. But again, this has all come back to, by having therapy, you've got that unbiased professional opinion that can help support you in that transition and help support you with your decisions, your challenges, the questions you've got in your head that are like pondering your mind. And that, I'd say, is definitely one of the biggest things, is just having that, which is what I go into in the benefits video, is having that professional opinion of someone that's completely unbiased, that will just sit there and listen, take in the information, build that understanding of your circumstances, and be able to give feedback, and not specifically give you instruction, but just to be able to give feedback, a different perspective, a fresh perspective, to see how you can move forward in a more positive way, or in a way that can benefit others and not just you. And it's given me a lot in terms of aligning priorities and thinking about, what do I want to do with my life, what do I want to do with my time. And another thing I've always had is like putting pressures on myself of, I can't sit down and just relax and watch TV, I can't do that, I can't do that, I can't do that, that's the worst thing, that's going to be a nightmare, I can't stop, my mind's always racing at a million miles an hour, and if I sit, and my girlfriend wants to have a lazy time, just get takeout, sit there, watch a movie, not do anything, and I'm like, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that, I need to be productive. But I've managed to really work on that and improve that, and that, the key reason I've been able to do that is through therapy. I've been able to understand that my mind needs time to receive, to sit there and absorb, and not be focused on drilling down on something and being productive. It is productive to be unproductive, which is like oxymoronic, but the productivity and unproductivity is that it gives your mind a chance to rest, to receive, to take in, absorb, to recharge the batteries, the same way that your electric car needs to sit and go on charge and stop moving for a while because it needs to regenerate, it needs to build up that energy again. And that's the key benefits of therapy that I found, and I definitely think it's something that can help you, and it's something that if you are on the fence, I would just give it a go. If you've got the money, if you can set aside the money for it, it's definitely worth it. And I understand it's a big expense. Like I've invested like £1,000 on it, which to me felt like not a lot, just from the perspective of things that I have invested in myself before, of different courses and having business coaching. I went from spending £1,000 in a few months compared to spending that every month on different forms of coaching, consulting. So it was a step down in some regards. So I wasn't too terrified of that, and that's just from my circumstances. Whereas if you are someone if that's like your monthly income and you want to spend a whole month's income on a block of therapy over the next few months, that is daunting and terrifying. But I would definitely say it's worth going without. And I don't mean as in like going without food. I mean as in if you're buying yourself a new jacket or something nice for your car, whatever it is, like material items, maybe try going without and just invest in yourself, because it will do so much and you can learn from it. And I mean, if you're someone like me where you create content, it's an invitation to create loads more videos. So it has the secondary benefits as well. Overall though, it's definitely been worth it, and it was worth every penny of the investment, and I'll carry it on into 2022, which will be there soon. Terrifying. But I have a video I'll go into soon. Is now I've come to the end of the 10 sessions, but I'll obviously be carrying on in the new year. I've been given quite a substantial challenge. I've started meditating around the time I started therapy, and my meditation I've built up to sort of 15 minutes a day. I'll just sit there in silence and meditate for 15 minutes. However, I've been given the challenge from Ro, my therapist, of My Relaxation Coach. I've got to meditate for an hour a day for the next 14 days, and we are on the 13th of December, so that does include Christmas Day and Boxing Day and Christmas Eve. I've got to meditate for an hour a day, which is exactly what I'm about to get started. So wish me luck. I hope it's been helpful. I hope it's given you insight into therapy, into the sort of things that we've got into, and if there's anything else you want to know about it, I'm like more than happy to dive into the depths of it and go into the nitty-gritty of like how it works, how the notes are taken down, all those sorts of things. So comment below what you want to know, if there's anything you want to know, or if not, just drop a like. That's always nice. Otherwise, have a great day.